Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, this is HD, and it's time for Game 3 of the GameCom Plantronics Grand Finals. I'm so excited to be bringing this to you guys. We have Vile Hawk spawning as a red Zerg in the bottom right-hand position, and we have his opponent, Check 6 Ver, the blue Terran at the bottom left-hand of Tal'Darim Altar. And oh my god, what a series we've had so far. These players have been playing some electrifying games, I must say. Very exciting Zerg versus Terrans. We had the first game filled with nuclear proliferation from the west to the east coast, and then we had game 2 with a very aggressive mutalisk play from Hawk, which actually ended up in him winning the game despite Check 6 Ver moving out with a large tank marine army. I think Check 6 was thinking he was going to win that game there, or at least the team was thinking he was going to win. That didn't exactly come to fruition as the as he wanted it to, and unfortunately for him, Hawk was able to take that game away. So as we stand here, we've got one win for Check 6 Ver, we've got one win for Vile's Hawk, and it is now tied up. It is a best of 5, just like the semifinals were, and it can honestly go either way here. This map, though, this map alone, and especially, oh my god, especially this cross spawn, not cross spawn, but close spawn position does not bode well for Hawk. This is actually the most favorable spawning points possible for Check 6 Ver, because if you look at the map right here, Check 6 Ver can push out with tanks and any forces he wants, of course, and once he just pushes out with tanks, it's a direct shot from his natural. Look at this, guys, going straight across and then sieging up right here. He can siege up here, here, here. That will take off all the gas, all the minerals right here, and it just becomes a disaster for the Zerg. So this is not the best spawn point at all for Hawk, and Hawk, oh no, he's gonna find this spawn over here. He's gonna see the command center going up before barracks, and you know what? Just seeing this, if I were him, based on these spawn points, I would just go for barracks coming up right there. I thought it was like the second command center. I thought it was like a double expand, but just based on these spawn points, I would almost promote the all-in at this point. If I was Hawk, you know, if I was Vile's team manager, which right now, which I'm not, I've met the guy, he's a sweet guy and everything, you know, I would just be telling Hawk, you know what, all in him, bailing bust him, do something, but do not play a macro game on this map against a Terran. Look, he's already opened up with the command center. He's gearing up for a 2-base play, and no doubt that 2-base timing push with tanks, ever so devastating. If it comes to this point, it's just going to be a disaster for Hawk. So, you know, a baneling bust would certainly be a viable option, but look at this. Ver has basically sealed off the front door with huge structures. These structures are beefy as hell. Look, 1,500 to 1,000, 1,000. There is, I believe, a gap right there, though. I mean, is it a gap? I'm forced to believe that there is a gap right there, guys. I'm gonna assume there is, and so Zerglings could make their way in, but you know, Hawk, after he scouted the opening structure built layout from Ver, I would imagine that he's thinking the architecture has been completely walled off. So I don't think he's gonna go for the all-in. I think he's actually going to try to play a macro game on Tal'Darim Altar with spawns favoring the Terran player. And I don't know how this is going to play out, but I would imagine Check 6's Ver is going to go immediately into tanks as quickly as possible. Oh my god, he's going to be throwing up an orbital inside the main as well, so a macro CC, akin to the macro hatchery, but even better in some respects, because eventually it can lift off and land at the mineral nodes that it wants to. So, excuse me, I just had a little bit of a hiccup right there, but I feel like Ver is in a great spot on this game. He is playing a super macro game with the spawns favoring him entirely, and Hawk is actually trying to play macro as well. But, you know, with that additional CC going up inside the main, I just don't know how Hawk can play this out unless he double expands right now or he goes for the all-in, and that's really only his only options. We do have a little bit of a push right here as well from the Marines. How intelligent of Ver right here, you know, while expanding so much, he's just pushing out with a very paltry squadron of Marines just to test, just to see what's going on, and of course to apply pressure to Hawk. I like that, and these Marines aren't going to commit. They're just going to fall back and hold the tower for now. And you know what? He can push out because now his door is certainly 100% sealed off if it wasn't before. So he has no threat whatsoever of any kind of a Ling or Baneling bust, unless it's just like 50 Banelings in your face. Kabam! But I doubt that's going to even happen. So, you know, Ver sitting really pretty right now, and Hawk is really going to be in a disastrous situation, if you ask me. I may be a little bit too Zerg favorite in this broadcast. I may be, you know, spouting off my QQing tears about how Zerg is going to have a very difficult time, but I honestly feel that way. And we do have the first factory now coming down, so just one fact. But, you know, that's as a result of him having so many, having been macroing for so long and not really being able to tech up. But he does have the factory coming down right now. One bunker as well. Wow, a second layer to this wall being added right now. Really worried about the possibility of some kind of an all-in here. Is Hawk, or excuse me, is Ver against Hawk? And so I guess Ver is kind of having the same mindset that I have as well about the possibility of Hawk just doing something all-out crazy. And no doubt Ver having this SCV here, not seeing the rocks being destroyed. Finally, those Lings take out the SCV there. No doubt, you know, Ver not seeing those rocks being destroyed earlier, kind of setting off a little bit of an alarm bell in his head, like, I wonder if the Zerg is going to all-in me. So he does have, oh my god, triple layer of bunkers along with some supply depots to boot. Yeah, that is not going to get busted down anytime soon. But, yeah, we still have these players playing that macro game. I wonder why Hawk doesn't have his... aren't his overlords? No! A big mistake here. His overlords are not positioned. At least you could position an overlord over here or something, but they are not being utilized around the map. And the overlord really is a resource. You have to use it. In Zerg versus Terran, in Zerg versus anything, they're a scouting unit. They're essentially a floating pylon, and you've got to use them to your advantage, but he's not. And I think that's a big mistake. So he doesn't even see the macro CC inside the main. In fact, oh my god, is that a 5th command center? No, that's a 4th command center. So 1, 2, 3, 4 command centers from Ver now. A hidden ninja command center in the top right hand corner. No doubt gonna get a lot of meal action. Look at this super Baneling proof wall, or Baneling proof wall from Ver here. Ver certainly thinking on the same mindset that I'm thinking on. Holy good God, mother of sweet baby Jesus, that is so many barracks, supply depots, bunkers, Marines, and even a tank to boot. Ver is certainly not going to lose to any kind of a cheesy all-in. But you know, what's funny is he's got actually the same amount of orbital commands as he has barracks. That I just find hysterical. But we do finally have Beetleless coming out here for Hawk. Maybe his one chance here to bust through, and oh, the doors have been opened. It was like a taunt though, if anything at that. And they see all these forces about to push out. That was kind of funny. And you guys can see now the production tab showing a bunch of Banelings being produced. No doubt Hawk a little bit concerned about the number of Marines that he actually saw. But the funny thing is these Marines just now got stimmed. So stim just finished, but they don't have combat shields. They do have +1 weapons on the way, but yeah, they're, you know, they're not being used to push at all. They're just being used to establish another command center down here. So Ver is just, he's booming, he's exploding, his economy is. And Hawk, oh man, look, he's fallen behind in supply, and he's just playing a very standard game. He's on 3 bases, he thinks he's ahead, but little does he know that he is, oh, so far behind. These Beetleless running in here, it's a futile effort though. You can kill off as many SCVs as you want all day long, but those SCVs are going to replenish themselves faster than, I don't know, faster than water replenishes itself on a rainy day. So Hawk is, you know, he thinks, oh yeah, I just got a bunch of SCVs, I'm doing great. But no, you're not. You're behind by 10, 11 harvesters. You're getting outmined, in fact, with this ninja expansion at the top right hand corner. And in about a couple of minutes, you are going to be staring down the barrel of about a maxed out Terran army. I mean, literally, Ver, I think, can max out in the next 3 or 4 minutes. And that is just scary. Scary, scary. So there's the 3rd command center now going up. Hawk still has no inkling at all about the hidden CC up there. He is grabbing a 4th of his own, so he thinks he's staying 1 base ahead, but that is not the case. Beetleless, of course, haven't really been able to do all that much at all. They may have an opening to pick off a tank right there, but no. Ver is all over that. I mean, look at the Sim City here. We have another wall being layered down to the south as well. Just being the brick and mortar really of the Terran player is being able to use their buildings in a fashion that provides them a terrain advantage, and Ver is certainly doing that to the fullest extent. Kind of playing a little game of Tetris, if you will. But it looks like he is going to be gearing up for a move out now, maybe trying to coordinate that with +2 weapons, +1 armor, and +1 vehicle weapons before he actually moves out. That would actually be a smart idea. But no, he is going to push out regardless, and oh no! Oh, Hawk there almost losing all of his mutalisks. We do have that dreaded mech push, another command center going up at the 12 o'clock, yet another ninja expand, and Ver here is making that dreaded Terran push, and once he sieges up right here, I do not know what Hawk can do. He does have his Lings and Banelings off on the creep towards the north, so he does have a lot of forces ready to flank, but that's the only direction they're going to be able to attack from, the flank. There is no frontal attack due to the natural terrain here. The tanks have now sieged up in that little hidden crevice, and all it's going to take is a dropship to come over and spot the high ground. But here comes a mutalist. Oh my god, that's a lot of mutas, and they are going to be able to clean off all the tanks. Oh, Hawk not doing too bad for himself here. The mutalist clearing off the tanks almost instantly, and I take it back. Wow, Hawk, I can't believe it. He actually just destroyed the entire Terran push in one fell swoop. Oh my god, and I have one saying here that just works perfectly. The more you tighten your grip, the more star systems will slip through your fingers. That's the best way to say it right there. Ver getting a little too greedy with all these command centers all over the map, and the one thing that has hurt him by going so macro heavy is he has not harassed the Zerg all game long, except for one small marine push, and that didn't do any damage at all, and that's allowed Hawk to get a very, very substantial Zerg army. And look at this, Princess Leia by his side now. He's gonna push in here, try to do a little bit of damage, but it actually, that wall is actually forming to actually proving to be a bit of an obstacle there for those Lings. So, you know, Hawk, he wipes out that initial push, but what still scares me is, you know, maybe the dark side here is going to come through. Maybe Ver does have enough mining to continue his operations back at home. And look, he's almost neared max again. So I gotta say, you know, while Hawk thinks that he's ahead, he's killed off the entire mech push. He thinks he's really far ahead. No, he's not. And these Lings are gonna confirm that fact. The hidden ninja expand has now been found, and those mutas and Lings are, or at least just the Lings, are being diverted over to the northern location to pick that apart. However, Ver, realizing that command center is about to go down, has decided to make a push at the same time. So, a little bit of two-play action here. All those SCVs actually will go down in the orbital command force to be lifted off. And here comes Ver. He is going to be pushing out with a, what seems to be a very paltry army. That's where are the tanks? There we go. There's the tanks coming up. There's a little bit late to the party. That was a bit of a little bit of a situation that could have come out really badly for the Terran player. But yeah, Hawks, Lings, and Mutas are positioning themselves. Actually, I don't know where these Lings are going. Oh no, they're not going to run into PF. That would just be horrible. I don't know if that's enough Lings to take it out. I don't think so. And here comes the Lings. They are going to get us around in the PF. No, actually, they may be enough. I don't think there was enough SCV center to repair. And we do have a massive move out of Lings, Banelings, Mutalisks, trying to take out the Terran establishment once again. And it looks like all the tanks going down. The planetary fortress also goes down as well. So, wow. But at the same time, a drop from Ver, taking out several drones at the natural. It doesn't look like Hawk was paying attention there, and who can blame him? There's so much things going on right now. And Ver sneaks away a very dark-handed victory right there by killing off so many drones at the natural. But, you know, it was eye for an eye. He did lose a planetary over here as well as a lot of mining. But, you know, he's still got the Ninja Expo at the top at the 12. So all is not lost. But all of a sudden, it certainly looks like this game can go either way. But I'm still inclined to feel like Ver holds the advantage. That early economy that he had going for him, it plays a future effect into the game, and he's still benefiting from all those command centers that he had for such a long time. So, you know, I still think he's got a very, very good chance at winning this game. His Marines are now at 1-2. His tanks are at 0-1. We do have Hawk now transitioning into Broodlord technology, morphing that Spire into a greater Spire. Some SCVs checking for the PF once again, but they find nothing. And we do have some Marines kind of moving around the map. Oh, a dropship full of 8 Marines as well. That could pick off all the drones here at the 4th expansion. That's going to be pretty devastating. Hawk going to be able to run those Lings in, but not before the drones are forced to scurry away, and a lot of them end up going down as a result. Regardless, Ver will lose that dropship, but the damage was done. And what a game we have in our hands. Once again, these two players really know how to put on an entertaining show of StarCraft 2. We have adrenal glands now being researched for Vile Hawk, and that's a great upgrade considering how many links he's got on the map. Those adrenal glands are going to be extremely effective, and we have, what is this, a ghost with another nuclear missile? I don't know if he actually has a nuke ready to go, but it is a hidden ghost. Maybe gonna do some damage with that. And oh, he does have a nuke! No way! Where are the, what is going on? I hear a triple nuke going down, and oh, those hatcheries are getting nuked to death. Oh no, all the drones are forced to run away and retreat, and the larva, of course, once again gonna go down, but the Ling's gonna engage the tanks, and what a battle we have here. All those tanks are gonna end up getting defeated by Check 6 Ver, and I don't know what is going on right here, but where is the army for Hawk? He's got 1,500 floating in the bank, and it doesn't really look like he has a substantial army at all. 3 more nuclear missiles being constructed in the background. The tanks and Marines continuing their devastating push through mid. And no, where are the Banelings? Here comes the Infestors, though. A massive fungal growth, just spouting disease all over the infantry's ranks. And those Marines, look at that. It's a death graveyard right there. I wouldn't even want to step there for fear of contracting some deadly disease. So those Marines just all getting destroyed, demolished, molested, and just raped. That's the word for it. Literally, they just all died. So Ver here has been halted in his tracks, but you know, does Hawk have enough in the tank to keep this war going? He's lost a natural expansion. He has lost a lot of drones. In fact, he's only got 15 drones. That's not good at all. And he does have some Broodlords on the map, but keep in mind there are ghosts in play, and the ghosts can launch a lot of awesome sniper fire and take those out. And we have another nuclear missile going down at the 3rd expansion. That has got to be curtains for Hawk. Hawk loses his Broodlords in the middle to Marines and Ghosts, and a victory impending, and Hawk just leaves the game. Not even a GG. I think Hawk frustrated there a little bit at the fact that, you know, he felt like he was so far ahead and everything just seemed to crumble before his eyes. And 2 things came into play in that regard. One, the map was not favorable for Hawk against Ver, considering the spawns. So, you know, Ver time and time again establishing that tank position right here, just devastating. Number 2, Ver played a very sneaky backhanded game, and I'm not saying it's bad or anything. I think it was very, very cool, and if anything, it was out-leveling Hawk by going for so many command centers. I mean, at the end of the game, he had to have had at least 5 orbitals, and that's so much mulage that he can call down, so many SCVs he can reproduce, and at every step in this game, he really was 1 base ahead of the Zerg. So Ver playing an incredible game of TVZ there. That doesn't mean this series is over, because it is 2-1. If Ver does win the next one, he will be the champion, but Hawk still has 2 games to come back and win. So that means that Game 4 is coming up next, guys. I think all you guys should stay tuned and don't go anywhere. HD, signing out for now.